Did you know that at one point in time the Australian military went to war with giant flightless birds? It's true, and it was one of the strangest conflicts in history. In November of 1932, the Australian government declared war on the Great Emu. The emu is a large flightless bird that is found only in Australia. It is the second largest bird on the continent, only being beaten out by the ostrich. At 6 feet tall and 120 pounds, these birds are truly gigantic, and they have no predators in their native habitat. This led to them becoming a massive problem for Australian farmers. In the early 20th century, large flocks of emus began destroying crops across the Australian countryside. Farmers complained to the government that these birds were ruining their crops and doing massive damage to their fields. The government responded by sending in the army to deal with the situation. Major Meredith, an experienced soldier, was placed in charge of the mission. He was given a small battalion of soldiers and orders to stop the emus from destroying the crops. The plan was simple. The soldiers would line up in 2 ranks, each holding 2 Lewis guns. They would then advance towards the emus, firing into the air to scare them away. It sounds easy enough, right? Well, not quite. As soon as the soldiers got close enough to the emus to fire, the birds took off and flew into the forest. This meant that the soldiers had to abandon their post and retreat. The emus followed them, causing even more damage to the crops. This went on for days, with the soldiers being unable to stop the emus from destroying the crops. The situation was made even worse when reinforcements arrived. The new soldiers were inexperienced and panicked when they saw the emu. This caused them to fire wildly into the air, which only served to scare the emus and make them even more determined to destroy the crops. After 3 days of fighting, the soldiers had had enough. They claimed that they were, quote, fighting a losing battle against birds that choose to ignore the most elementary rules of self-preservation. In the end, the Australian military was forced to retreat, and the emus won the war. But this wasn't the end of the story. After the war, Major Meredith wrote a report on the conflict. In it, he claimed that the emus were, quote, the most destructive and at the same time the most elusive and the most difficult to kill of any enemy I've ever met. This led to the emus being declared pests, which gave farmers the permission to kill them on sight. While the emus did lose this battle, they won the war. So who do you think really won? Drop your take in the comments, and let's settle this once and for all.